All right. Quick live. Because I've been informed that Mr. Cole is sending shots again. More shots again. No face cam tonight. We getting straight to the shits. We just gonna share this live out. My prediction came true. My prediction came true that he was going to come outside saying some shit. Y'all know, y'all know this was gonna happen, man. There is no way this wasn't gonna happen. There's just no way. I'm sorry. We know Cole, man. We know Cole by now. We know what type of timing he's on. We know what he does. This is what he does. This is what Mr. Jermaine Cole does. The German light skin himself. Hit that like button if you can, by the way. Doesn't take much. Thank you so much. If you're in here, I appreciate you, Saj, watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you supporting from work. We're going to react to these freestyles real quick. Give some thoughts. I've already seen some of the lyrics on Twitter regarding what's going on. Looks like he sent him some shots and he freestyled over some older beats. Let's check it out. Let's not waste any more time here. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, really? Hold on a second. Hold on. Cole really think you from New York, man. Yo, Cole really think you from New York. Hey, to my New York people in the chat, how did you guys end up adopting J. Cole and Drake? I know we close. I know Toronto and New York is close, but I just got to understand. It's like New York ran heavy for Cole and Drake, man. I mean, I get Cole, but I mean, what am I saying? I don't even get Cole because you're not from New York. That's the point. But I'm not mad at it. Hey, but Who Shot You is a crazy beat. Let's see what he can do.
New York City is crazy outside right now.
Oh, it's
cold as fuck.
Oh, birthday blizzard. Okay. J. Cole's birthday is tomorrow, the 28th, right? And he's dropping the song, I guess, obviously before his birthday. And it looks like he recorded this recently because he's talking about the blizzard. We got the blizzard. Shout out to everybody else that's involved in this snowstorm. I hope you're keeping warm because we are not. And the snow keeps coming over here. It sucks. Pause. It sucks. Pause. But, you know, that's what we got to deal with. This is what we signed up for. It sucks.
But it's beautiful. You know what I mean?
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, hey yo, scrap everything I was working on prior to the day the world decided to play. I got a brand new agenda. They trying to keep up with your boy Harley. Bitch, I feel like Lori Harvey, how I ran through them niggas. Now,
oh no. Yo, Steve Harvey gonna be pissed. Yo, Damson is just gonna be pissed. Oh man, the man said I feel like Lori Harvey, how I ran through them. Oh no, that's nasty.
With your boy Harley, bitch, I feel like Lori Harvey, how I ran through them niggas. Now I'm back for the winter, trying to outdo myself. No chain on my neck, but got a palpable wealth. I grew up in the heat of the South, you could melt, cause the summer humidity enhances stupidity. Memes say I'm humble.
They do say the heat make man's crazy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think Cole is sending shots, to be honest. Are you talking about this song or are you talking about in general? Because I already seen some of these lyrics. I don't know which song it's from, but I've already seen some of these lyrics from one of the songs, and he's definitely sending shots. I don't know what song you're listening to, unless you're talking about this one, right? Because maybe this one he ain't really, you know, saying much. But I already seen the Lucian thing and all this and that, right? But like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
The South you could melt cause the summer humidity enhances stupidity. Memes say I'm humble, but trust this humility's from witnessing violence and turned off utilities. No man that's rhyming can match my fluidity. I'm Mike Jordan, Ant Edwards. Nigga, you kidding me?
Cole said I'm Mike Jordan and Ant Edwards. He's playing into the theory that Ant is MJ's son. It's hilarious. That's actually funny.
Rhyming can match my fluidity. I'm Mike Jordan, Ant Edwards.
Did not adopt Drake. Stop that. The South adopted Drake. I won't stop it because they did adopt Drake. I don't know what you're talking about, but the amount of New York mans I see ride for Drake, they pretty much say, "Oh, they're the little cousins, bro. They're the little cousins." I'm like, all right, man. I appreciate it. Toronto people, I got family in New York. I love New York. I really do. You know what I'm saying? But just I don't know. It's wild to me. It's one thing to be a fan, but it's like I see New York people ride for Drake sometimes harder than some Toronto people. That it was confusing. I don't know if you can explain that to me. I know the South obviously like they rock with him, but New York rock with him too, man. Like heavy. So I don't know.
And can match my fluidity. I'm Mike Jordan, Ant Edwards. Nigga, you kidding me? Cole gets older but grows new abilities. You didn't know I'm Zeno with Goku agility. Come witness perfection. These niggas perplexing like witness protection. Get whole new identities. Then start rapping, but what happened to the real you? I used to get self-conscious around real gangsters, and I still do. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. Be yourself, living your truth. Niggas will feel you. Embrace hunger. What don't make you stronger will kill you. The pain will build you. God'll heal you. Don't make your moves off a dollar bill. It's not as fail proof. As say, following your heart that way. Long as you have faith, the path pays tenfold. Me, I chose rapping over class A tempos. Back when rapping still was trying to pass they demos. To A&R reps, I was dubbing Sally Mae, not paying off debts through the toughest alleyways. We would pray that our steps were protected by the Lord. Cause what I witnessed had all my niggas staying silent like that's none of our business. I'm in desperate need of commas like a run-on sentence. Shit. Like a run-on sentence. I'm trying to see greener.
Sorry, every time I hear the Who Shot Ya beat, I'm always thinking obviously about the original song Biggie, but then I'm always thinking about Jadakiss, bro. I'm sorry. Like, yo. And then going back to the verses back in COVID. Oh my days, man, that was crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm like a run-on sentence. Shit. Like a run-on sentence. I'm trying to see greener pastures, cause preteens are blasters. Not a lot of talking, but the gun's long-winded. No strap on my body, I'm an unarmed menace.
You a Hawaii now, bro? You lucky.
I'm an unarmed menace. New York, New York.
New York, stand up.
New York, New York.
Okay. That was perfect. That was a little thing. I will never say he can't rap. What he's rapping about depends. You know what I'm saying? But I like Cole, man. I like Cole. I do like, now the funny thing is like, to me, Cole before all this stuff happened never really gave me a real issue to like super critique him. You're not always going to go out of your way all the time to critique the artist you really like. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Call it bias, whatever you want to call it. That's just how it is. No one's going to keep it a buck all the time, right? But now it's like, just Cole does some things where it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it really, for the most part, takes away from the music. But I am afraid that like that is the discussion around his sound now. And it's less about what he's rapping, or my bad, it's less about how the rapping sounds and stuff like that, more about like the specific things he says. And yeah, I said it before. He's going to probably say these things that we don't want him to say and double down. It is what it is. That's what rappers are going to do. But it's interesting. It's just kind of interesting to see how he has to pivot out of this situation he's in versus someone like a Drake, right? Like Drake, it's a lot more different than him. At least J. Cole, you can say whatever you want about him, but at least he was able to put out his album. Obviously, it's been a long wait, but Cole dropping it, traditional rollout, doing different things, and the music sounds good, right? So at least we can say that at the end of the day. But, for the other guy, I don't know. Golden Goose Freestyle is the Drake diss. Oh, bet. Okay. That one's last, so we'll save that for last. Basically, the whole track's about Aubrey. Crazy. This way, hey, that's what I wanted. I wanted him to address him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he's always had shots for Kendrick, and he'll just mention Drake or say whatever, and it's like, okay. But you know what I've already seen? Like, the people who love Drake, right, are trying to spin all these disses as Kendrick disses, and like the J. Cole fans that are like Drake fans too, they're like not even trying to acknowledge that either. And that's the part I don't like. It's like, yo, y'all want him to go out of his way to diss one guy, right? But then still, what's the word? Keep hoping for the other one, right? If anything, J. Cole has a lot more shit to say about Drake right now than Kendrick. What else is he really going to say about Kenny? The most he's going to say is I rap better than him and I could beat him if the battle happened differently, right? But he already apologized. He already did all that stuff. I want to know where you stand with Drake. I don't need you to come out here and air him out, but I just need you to come out here and like be honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I need to hear. And I just didn't like that he was tiptoeing around things beforehand, but it does look like he does get, direct with him now. So I'm all for it. Talk about Drake suing. Talk about, when Kendrick said you did Cole foul. What was that about? Right? You left the tour, right? You left the It's a Blur. It's a Blur. I don't even remember what the name of the tour was. You left that tour, right? And then you were replaced by what, Little Baby or 21 Savage and Lil Wayne for the rest of that tour. And then Kendrick responded. What was going on there, right? Like, what is your interpretation of how Drake has been handling himself? And whether you think you're more skillful or not, he has been the poster child in terms of metric success for hip hop. So how do you feel that guy is doing what he's doing right now in hip hop? I want to hear that. I don't want to hear that you think you're sending subs to Kendrick and all this and that. Send your subs, do all that, sure, right? But I need to hear all this stuff about Drizzy because you've been silent. You've been tiptoeing around it, and it's not even a situation where it's like you're better than him skillfully. Say what you need to say, right? Because I'm pretty sure Drake gonna have shots for you too. What are we doing? Right? What are we doing? Let me sip my tea, man. Let me sip my tea. All right, we're going to 99
DJ Clue, DJ Clue, to the store, nigga.
Oh, let me read your comment. Drake has fans everywhere. Just as many people in New York that support Drake hate Drake as well. We cannot blame New York for Drake. No. I'm not blaming New York for Drake. That's crazy. I mean, ultimately, it's not even a situation where we can blame people, right? Because he made good music at one point. And I guess people really did like him more at one point. Now it's different, but it's not even a situation where it's like blaming. It's just I see his most loudest support system outside of Toronto seems like it's New York, right? You could say it's Houston or argue that too, but like, I guess maybe in a digital sense. Obviously, I'm not in New York every day to hear what people are saying on the road, right? But from a digital aspect online, a lot of people from New York really do ride for him. Like, obviously, he has people like that in Toronto too, and Canada. Obviously, this is where he's from. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of shocking. You know what I mean? Because you guys pride yourselves on like real MCs, right? It's the mecca of hip hop, all this and that. It's like, it's a little strange to me. I don't know. Maybe it's the close proximity, some of the cultures mix and match. Well, who knows? It's not hate at the end of the day. It's always it was curious to me because I'm like, I can understand why New York would want to like adopt a J. Cole, right? He's skillfully one of the greats, right? Drake as a lyricist, I don't see him there, right? So it's just like I never understood that. But hey, it is what it is. I heard Cole fan and I was over DJ Clue.
I orbit the earth whenever I'm recording a verse. When I'm ready to drop, said he gon' report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live, the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. These niggas reckless trying to
Is he back on the reverse rhyme schemes? He said rigor mortis. He talking about Kenny? Reverse rigor mortis? Let me go back.
I'm recording a verse. When I'm ready to drop, said he gon' report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live, the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. These niggas reckless trying to disrespect the Lord of the church. Get disconnected from your source just like the cord at your birth. From an alternate dimension, I got lost inside of this one. Now I'm walking around and looking for a portal that works. But all of the perks around me make it harder to search. The tormented poet, I know I'm making more than I'm worth. At one time, my neck and wrist was having so much ice. You think I'm getting dudes deported to a border and turf. These niggas
Whoa. What did I just hear?
Get more than I'm worth. At one time, my neck and wrist was having so much ice. You think I'm getting dudes deported to a border and turf. These niggas
ice bars right now? Ice bars right now. Hey, man. These Germans are different, bro. Oh, my gosh. Hey, man. We got an Iceman album, and then we got this guy talking about ice and deported niggas. Hey, man. Hey, you know what it is? Like, yeah, that's a crazy. The timing is crazy to say something like that, but also, or not also. It's really just back in the day, man. People didn't care. Not even back in the day, up until recently, 10, 12, 15 years ago. We could rap whatever, put a scheme together for whatever, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's just what hip hop is. But at the same time, controversial subject, controversial timing. I hope that goes over good, man. I hope they don't come for him for that. Because I remember he had like a I don't remember what type of bar it was. I might delete later. He was talking about like he's talking about some trans stuff. That's all I remember, right? And he was like, he rapped it, and the bar was crazy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, the scheme was crazy, but I remember people were like dragging him through the mud for that. I'm like, damn, bro. Cole don't care. He don't care. I'll give him that. But sometimes that might be a con too. I don't understand why he's mad at Drake, though. He left him hanging. I guess honestly, something happened. Something must have happened, unless J. Cole was trying to spin it. You know what I mean? I couldn't see J. Cole just kind of like apologizing to Kendrick and just saying F Drake. He clearly had conversations with him, probably talked to him, conversed with him, however, it would go. But I don't know. Maybe something did happen on the tour. Maybe something happened between them. But if anything, Drake has more reason to be mad at you. You left him hanging in the beef, right? So I agree with that, sort of. But it's not like J. Cole was entitled to stick by him. But I think for at least a round, we could have done something there because Kenny was willing to go up against both of you guys, I'm actually curious. And that's what I hope the fall off was going to also mention. What happened between the two of you? I'm sure you're going to talk about Kendrick. I am positive there are subliminals or direct shots towards Kendrick Lamar all over this album. But with Drake, it's like he always tiptoes around him. I don't get it. Right? I don't know, man. I don't know. Money, power, respect. The last one is better. It is. It definitely is. Does J. Cole have the respect? Does he still have the respect now? As a lyricist, as an MC, Cole always had my respect. I don't care what decision he made, right? I'll still clown him for that decision. Don't get it twisted. All right? Don't get it twisted, right? But I will say that he has my respect as a lyricist or MC. You guys know Kenny's my favorite, obviously, as of right now, and has been for a long time. So I'm looking at it like, Cole's nice. He's very nice in terms of majority of the rap scene right now. He's wiping most of these guys. Sometimes, it's just like there's some things that are missing. I feel like subject matter Cole kind of struggles with sometimes on albums. But earlier on, I did resonate with some of those songs. And I think after like For Your Eyes Only, the sound changed a little bit. But I like pre For Your Eyes Only J. Cole. I really do. Like all those albums I'm still playing. Right. After that, I'll still play those every now and then. Like the off season I mentioned the other day was really good. Right. But it's just, I don't know. Something hasn't stuck as much as it used to. And I kind of wanted just to go back to that for the fall off. And like I mentioned also as well, I want him to come and prove, right? That part that you said right there, respect. Whether you want to admit it or not, you got to win the respect back of the hip hop community, right? Whether it's your fellow rappers or fans. And, you don't have to listen to the haters. People are just, talk shit about you regardless, but you can win back these people with good music. You can. You are capable of making good music. And that's why I was just disappointed with how he moved during the battle and, siding and clicking up with Drake, because I think it's past friendships at this point. It's more about your individual career and the genre as a whole, right? And if your peers respect the genre and understand it, they would know that, yeah, we're still cool, we're still boys, but it's competitive nature, right? There always has to be a number one, right? Whatever we say to each other, we're going to move past it because we have that at least bare minimum respect, So that's where I'm kind of at. And I just really hope in this fall off album, he kind of clarifies some things. Because if it's going to be up to Kendrick, we won't hear this story of what really happened for like another few years. You're not going to hear about this until the 2030s, if you're lucky, if you even know or get to know the chance to hear what happened. Drake will tell you in a subliminal, petty way, and it's going to be funny. He'll get his fans like give them orgasms. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to just be amped, right? But, let me just read these real quick and I'll start back. I think Drake's biggest support is the South for sure. He got the co-sign from the South. Even Kenny said he run to ATL for the features. Yeah, he definitely has the South for sure. Like he has the, the support system there too. But I think, I guess as a Canadian, right, back in the day, listen to Drake when he was first coming out of here. I don't know. I just never saw that happening for him. Like I knew people obviously listen to Drake everywhere, but the New York people kind of surprised me during the beef. I didn't know they were like dead ass saying, yeah, Drake's our guy. I was like, whoa, okay, but hey, support systems, right? They can be anywhere. Laugh my ass off. Man said these Germans are different. Yo, you funny as hell, man. I wish you more success. Hope you blow. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Honestly, guys, I have been working on so many other things outside of this, like a lot of writing and a lot of pre-planning and some editing and stuff like that for some film shit. So like that's why I haven't dropped any videos. But we do got a Grammy video I'm gonna do coming up very soon, just predictions. And then outside of that, we're gonna do a live stream watch party for the Grammys on Sunday. So you guys stay tuned for that. I will be going away after that, but while I am away, I will be dropping content. So just stay tuned. I promise I will have some more stuff for February. All right. Thank you for sticking with me. If you have, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's continue. And I appreciate that. Follow the leader. I appreciate that. No tiptoeing on Golden Goose. That's hilarious. Yeah. He going. You're not gonna waste no time. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Is you a demon or is that demeanor for the gram? Tell us they plead the fifth. I'm seeing hints of a trans fella, cancel culture vicinity. He's no killer. Trust me." Yeah, when I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. This bar was disgusting. I'm not even gonna lie. They were coming for his head, but I'm like, this bar was nasty. I had to give Cole. I'm like, damn. This man really said that shit. I like that bar still. I like that bar, but don't cancel me.
Niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down, it's about the streams and kids ordering merch. When niggas hate it's like a blessing in the form of a curse.
Wait, hold up. You say bought it?
You think I'm getting dudes deported to a border and turf? These niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story.
These niggas swear they doing numbers. There's more to the story.
Bust it down, it's about the streams and kids ordering merch.
You bust it down, it's botted streams of kids ordering merch. Obviously, we know he's talking about a lot of people in the industry, but there's a poster child for modern music. He's dropping a white man album coming out soon. But yes, him allegedly, definitely one of the poster childs for that. But my thing is buying merch. I see a lot of people talk about this whole bundles thing. Isn't it a flex to say that people are actually buying physical media attached to your album or anything else that is, being released with your project? Isn't that more of a flex as like a con or compared to a con? You know what I mean? Like people actually purchasing vinyls or sweaters or anything attached to your album. Yeah, it could be a gimmick to increase your sales for sure. Honestly, guys, yes, we can call out shameless gimmicks and tactics, but what artist isn't going to try to make sure that their music or whatever they're putting out isn't successful? Like we gotta step out the Stan Wars and the fan wars for a second and be like, yo, I gotta stop expecting these artists to like maneuver in away from my favorite artist's best interests. He's doing this to sell more than he did last time. We should call him out on that. Sure, okay, whatever. But I mean, if you're an artist, you have to return profit. You want to make money. You want to be successful. You got to do what you got to do. And I don't see how buying merch and other things is a con. That kind of proves that you have a support system. So it's funny that he said that. But obviously, we know a lot of artists use this as a shameless tactic to sell music because they know their music isn't selling. They got to give them the perks, right? So I agree with that halfway.
Numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down, it's by the streams and kids ordering merch. When niggas hate it's like a blessing in the form of a curse. I've been anointed since a quart of water slaughtered my thirst. Songbirds wanna swallow my girth. I'm off the market. If life is truly a movie, God is the art department. The only way of describing it.
If it's truly a movie, then God is the art department. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Way that I'm rhyming is picture Jeffrey Dahmer walking a carcass across the carpet. The Marshall Falk.
He said, picture Jeffrey Dahmer marching a caucus, like he's trying to say carcass, but caucus, like white people, because Jeffrey Dahmer was notorious for killing black people, right? Or am I thinking too deep?
Describing this way that I'm rhyming is picture Jeffrey Dahmer walking a carcass across the carpet. The Marshall Falk of the roster.
Am I thinking too deep? Y'all let me know.
Star offense. Outside of the music, I'm as cool as your water faucet. I stay to myself. I ain't talkative. Y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with a monster. They all too heartless. Like the skeletons of these fellas locked in the closet. I smelt it from the jump because it felt too awkward around it. I fell back. My dog in heaven pushing Hellcats would tell you from the beginning. I wonder how could I dodge it. The beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pop it. The beef ain't real, so it ain't pushing Hellcats would tell you from the beginning. I wonder how could I dodge it. The beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it.
Beef ain't real, so there ain't no reason to squash it.
The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it.
The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, you talking about the industry? Yeah, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit. What beef you talking about? Obviously, we know, and we knew that beef wasn't real. Can I reiterate again? As much as I wanted to see Drake and Kendrick this whole time for the last 10, 12 years, I much rather than I said it when it happened, would have loved to see Cole and Kendrick, right? And let me remind you guys, Drake brought in the whole, petty angles and doing all the foolishness, and Kendrick stooped his level. Now, if you guys are going to be dumb and want to say Kendrick did the same thing, yes, but that energy was introduced by one person. Had that one person not have been involved in the beef, I truly believe if Cole and Kendrick rapped, it would have just been about skill level. We would have got something crazy we would have never seen before, and maybe, just maybe, we could have done something pop out Dreamville where it was like all the artists, and it would have been artistry. I don't know. That's another universe, another multiverse, Earth 615 or some shit. All right. That's over there. Okay. But in this world, that's not what happened. So, I look back at the beef and I'm like, Drake, man, you just couldn't help yourself. But that's my proof. Drake and Kendrick and Cole were always superior than Drake to me in all aspects. You can say Drake does the hits and all this stuff in the clubs and soundtrack to your life or whatever, not mine, but your life or whatever you want to say, all that dumb shit, right? But his music had to consistently drop to do that. He had to drop music every year, all the time for his music to stick, and then it was pushed, right? Whereas Kendrick and Cole were able to put out music that mattered, that was meaningful, that you could still vibe to, right? But also abundance of other things, as opposed to just mixing hip hop with a whole bunch of other genres and boosting your sales just cause, right? And then appropriating these cultures. You're going to the South, you're going to the, they're trying to do the West Coast sounds, you're gonna do the New York stuff, you're gonna do the R&B, and then the UK, the dance hall, and all the Afro beats and all this stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, you're a rapper and you could do those things. That's cool. We know that you don't write your stuff. That's fine, I guess. Now you're not on the same level as Kendrick and Cole. I'm sorry. That was the order for me for the big three, 1, 2, 3. It was always Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's blasphemy because they're like, no, his metrics. Look at his sales. I couldn't get a girlfriend without listening to Drake. That's how they sound. But I'm not in that category. Never needed no Drake music to get no girl, man. I'm sorry, bro. When they say this shit, I'm like, yeah, y'all are living a different lifestyle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I know so many people that listen to Cole and Kenny before the beef, after the beef, and it's normal. It's normalized. But then the narrative online through the academics and the people who support Drake is like, Drake is the one that everybody likes, right? Yes, everybody's listened to a Drake song, but I think at this point you could say everybody's listened to a Kenny song, and almost everybody probably has listened to a J. Cole song. You can talk shit about him being the third most least popular, whatever you want to call from the three, sure. But I think at this point, Cole is relevant enough, right? He's obviously one of the last superstars from the generation. So, at the end of the day, I think it's imperative to understand that these guys were just on another level, right? And the battle would have gone a completely different way had it just been them two. I'll stand by it.
One verse, I disassemble narratives. Your theories get killed. The murder weapon was superior skill.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
The murder weapon with superior skill. Selling drugs to your stereo. Sincerely, it feels like overdosing off a myriad of various pills. You're not alone when you experience ethereal thrills. Even niggas burning in hell when they hear me get chills. I'm a 99 bill from the Ville, signing mighty fine deals. The shares total was 95 mil. So why do I still grind like I'm trying to retire? My mom's out the post office. From St. John's to the league like I'm Mohawkless. Unloaded a whole cartridge on foes who wholeheartedly oppose the chosen one that rose like the golden sun. In the morning to give light to even those that shun. Rays from the flows radiate the globe, melting snow on this frozen tundra. Known as the rap game that's been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man. I understand, imagine working hard and playing on this frozen tundra. Known as the rap game that's been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man that's been overcome with loads of marketing and snow on the morning to give light to even those that shun. Rays from the flows radiate the globe, melting snow on this frozen tundra. Known as the rap game that's been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man.
Oh, the rap game has been filled with marketing plans. Oh, I like that because it is straight marketing at this point. It's not even skill. If you got the marketing budget and the label behind you, any song can blow. You're trying to call Dolce an industry plan, but you have a song all over TikTok. Big guy, SpongeBob, big guy. What are we doing? And that shit is pushed. It's marketing. You hear it online, you're gonna play it, right? Big guy, SpongeBob, big guy, SpongeBob, big guy. Y'all called her an industry plant for like 2 seconds, and just because she's light skinned, I'm telling you that's what it is. You guys are not saying it about her. Don't she come out here and drop some R&B songs? She dropped some hip hop songs. She's doing all these different things, sounding authentic and nice. And they're out here saying industry plant with their chest. Y'all got to get your priorities in order, man. So it is straight marketing. Let me see what else he said.
I understand. Imagine working hard as you can. On this album you plan, hoping it charges your brand. But as soon as you drop it, the world's ignoring again. Got you wondering why till you start to notice the trend. Drama enhances the attention brought to the fans on popular channels. So you want to hop on the band. Wagging a battle till the attention's ignoring again. Got you wondering why till you start to notice the trend. Drama enhances the attention brought to the fans.
Drama enhances the intention or the attention that's brought to the fans. Very true. Very true. It's easier to blow up off of drama and the foolishness, right? Obviously, rage baiting and what's it called? Engagement farming, all that stuff. Yeah, grifting. That's a big thing right now. Obviously, there's grifters in all aspects all over, especially on Twitter, right? So I agree with that too. It's like he's pre-setting up people slandering him. Because honestly, Cole, I don't think you've ever really fully been called out by like a large group of people in the hip-hop community. I know you had the little no-name stuff and all that, right, in 2020 and that, but that was probably the last time I remember people actually calling out Cole, and it was a lot, but it wasn't nowhere near anything, because she called out Kendrick among other rappers too, and Kendrick did his 1-2 on Mr. Morale, responded to her, technically not because you didn't name her. Cole, you did a whole song to the girl, right, and you went about it the wrong way, so people had a right to come after you for that, but they haven't been on your neck like this, so I think he knows that's like, shit, man. You know, let me jump the gun. Smart. I'm interested to see how they're going to feel about this line, though.
It's on popular channels, so you want to hop on the band. Wagging a battle, rapping and throwing shots in a jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means that my only option is to do the opposite then. Lead with the skill, nigga. If hip-hop...
He said, I dropped it. He's talking about the beef and lead with the skill.
So you want to hop on the band, wagging a battle, rapping and throwing shots in a jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means that my only option is to do the opposite then. Lead with the skill, nigga. If hip-hop is back, JID should chart platinum.
Ooh, if hip-hop is back, JID should chart platinum. I agree with that. But I also don't like the whole questioning if it's back, right? Because we've had some pretty phenomenal albums. This is kind of similar to what a Drake would say, right? But in a more petty, like, oh, I'm here to get the party lit, or whatever the hell he said. That's some shit he would say. Cole, JID put out a phenomenal project last year. You should be like championing this push. The Clips, you know what I'm saying? Right? We had Dolce the year prior. We had Lil Sims earlier in the year. Westside Gun. You know what I'm saying? And we got more rap albums coming out this year. So, you know, I would kind of want him to be on that side of things, but hey.
Thing less than that, it means y'all capping. The fall off and dropping 2-6, stop asking. I want to thank God because I almost lost passion. Thought that I was finished, then it all start crashing. Made me remember why niggas start rapping. I'm pissed because the Knicks could have hired Mark Jackson. I'm hype Mike Jordan, just start broadcasting. And all the old rappers getting bags podcasting. It's beautiful.
Damn. Joe Budden gonna be heated. That's hilarious. All the old rappers getting checks podcasting. That's true.
And all the old rappers getting bags podcasting. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop.
DJ Clue to the storm.
Okay. All right. Bodmon Pierce back in the chat was good. Yeah, that bar was crazy. I don't care about all this stuff. So you're good in my book. I appreciate you, bro. You know, we don't believe in that shit. Cancel culture, bun that shit. And I think it would have been corny for Cole and Drake to jump Kendrick. I'd love for Cole and Kendrick to spin the block now. That's out the way. You know what? Honestly, I was all for it. Kendrick was willing to go up against both of them. And that's what I kind of want to like remind people. He's willing to jump both of those guys and actually face both of them. Right? So I actually really like was hoping for something like that to happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sure, you could say it's corny, but I think it would have revealed the skill levels more. So ironically, as much as Drake probably wanted Cole in his corner, it kind of would have already showed like Cole is like way more superior than Drake, right? Standing by him. Unless Cole's gonna go help Drake. But I'm not gonna lie to you, might delete late or not might delete later. 7-minute drill. I know he said he wrote that like 7 minutes. That kind of sounds like he talked to Drake or Drake was there while he was writing it. Because he was on tour with him. But the way that he approached the angles, kind of the flow, is kind of like a little Dirk flow, like light work, like it's PWC, it's a cold world. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I don't know if they do it now though, because ultimately it's up to Kendrick, right? And Kendrick's gonna look crazy if he come out here and like, unless J. Cole has like a bomb on the fall off, Kendrick gonna look crazy if he come out here just saying some crazy shit about Cole and he's not gonna respond, right? Unless Cole's on that type of timing, then I'm all for it. I just don't think Kendrick's gonna do it now. I feel like the time to do that probably would have been maybe late 2024, GNX time. You know what I mean? Because it's ultimately up to him. And you know, Kendrick, he don't care, man. That guy's just gonna do what he wants. It's the one thing I'll give him. Even if I disagree with some things, like, yo, I would love, you know, a little Untitled Unmastered 2 or something. You know what I mean? Just to hold me off. Because, like, I mean, I play GNX all the time. I go back and play the oldies all the time, right? But I'm like, damn, bro. Untitled Unmastered. I've heard the leaked songs you've put out the last few years. I would love another Untitled Unmastered, bro. It would go crazy. But he's not gonna do that because he don't need to. It's entirely up to him, right? So I'll give him that. Whereas other people, they'll usually cave into the pressure. Drake, he'll do that most definitely. And kind of Cole alluded to that, saying, you know, people can get in his head, right? I just want him to come out here and drop a crazy album. That's it, man. Run that golden goose. That's funny. All right, I'm about to run it right now. That's what he's doing right now, brother. I think you were talking about when I was talking about him platforming hip hop, saying it's back. Hey, you know, yeah, but like it's like if hip hop is back, then JID should go platinum or should have went platinum. You know, like I agree with the sentiment, but it's like then you're questioning if hip hop is back, right? Why not just push for hip hop being back with your sound? And then again, fall off. I'm sure it sounds really good. So, you know, him doing that is enough, right? I just would have worded it a little differently, but I'm not J. Cole, right? The F, is this AI? No, this is real. This is real, man. I was thinking more of a free-for-all. Explain how it would have been better. I'd like to know from your perspective. Like a free-for-all between all three? Okay, so if it was... Okay, so I think it would have been better if it was Cole and Kendrick. If you put Drake in the mix, it automatically becomes what this battle ended up becoming. Off rip. Some of you like Drake a lot in the chat. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You guys got to face it. If it was just Kendrick and Cole, it would have went in a completely different direction. I would actually so curious to see how it would happen. But I think obviously when it have gotten to a point where the two of them like kind of not divided the industry, but like the sides of the industry were more apparent. I think it would have kind of forced everyone, like this battle did in a way, to kind of step their game up because now they're seeing the two lyrically most commercial rappers from the blog era going against each other, something we've been wanting to see. You know, so I think that would in turn kind of, in the same way that this did, make a lot of rappers level up, and then the ones that can't would be left behind. The only difference is Drake represents kind of that side. As good as he has had lyrical songs in the past or whatever, he does represent that side. So that side has an outlet now. That's why you're seeing the Little Babies, the 21 Savages kind of going on. That side of the industry is very apparent, right? Then you have the streamers and then the red pill people, like the Aiden Rosses and all these guys like that. That wouldn't have happened with a J. Cole and Kendrick, right? But that side, in comparison to the people who put effort into their music, does look crazy now more than ever, right? And the consumer is not letting shit rock like how they used to anymore, right? So there are some like pros and cons to how this went. Had it been Drake or had it been just J. Cole and Kendrick, it would have stuck more to lyrics. I don't know how long it would have went. I think those guys could have kept going back and forth, but there would have to be a winner, right? So one of them is going to have to obviously go and dismantle the other in another way. And I don't know how long it would take, but I think if that happened or when it happens, there wouldn't be no split sides, right? Kendrick and Cole essentially represent the same side of hip hop, right? So I think if anything, that just kind of makes Drake look bad because now he definitely can't keep up with both of these guys. And whether they're cool or not after that battle, or they just keep it cordial going forward from there, they're now in a whole nother stratosphere. And that emphasis on lyricism is put on top of hits, number ones, focusing on streaming, because I'm sure they would target all of that. Essentially, if those two were dissing each other, they would also be sending shots to Drake throughout all of it, right? Because they're going to be critiquing the music industry. We know that for a fact. And Drake is the poster child for a lot of those things. So I think it would have been better in a sense where I don't want to say we eliminate the other side because I don't want that, right? But I think a lot of those grifters, a lot of those people who were inauthentic that don't care to put effort into their music on that side, whether it's Drake included, they wouldn't really have any say like going forward from there, as opposed to now they still have say, right? And mind you, they could come prove us wrong and drop an amazing body of work. You never know, right? But we have to wait and see. So it's interesting, right? But when you bring Drake into the mix, it's then going to become Bitcoin in the streets. It's going to become, petty. I'm going to talk about your girl and all this and that. It's going to become all of that, right? And I can't blame Kendrick or if it was J. Cole in the situation for stooping to the level to take him out. No. You know what I mean? I see people do that. And I'm like, I said it on the channel many times. I'm not that type of person, right? If you are the cause of the issue and someone stoops to your level to take you out or teach you a lesson, I'm not going to put equal blame on them. You can look at them differently and say, yeah, you went low. You know what I'm saying? You can say all of that, but I'm not going to put equal blame on them. They're reacting, right? And you talk shit about my family, man, I'm turning into John Wick, right? So I don't blame Kenya. You know what I'm saying? None of you would want anyone to be talking about your family like that. And it's not just anybody. This is somebody that's known around the whole world. So when people critique what he did, whether he lied about certain things or this and that, I don't care. Look who lied first. Look who went there first. And don't be mad that I just flipped what he does best onto him and it worked better for me. That's just where I'm at, you know? So, yeah, completely agree 100%. I appreciate you, bro. Cole don't need Drake to deal with Kendrick. I got Cole bar for bar over Kenny, but that battle would have been crazy as hell. But that's why I said jumping Kendrick would have been corny. Yeah, Cole definitely didn't need Cole didn't need Drake. He never needed Drake in that like battle to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been cool, right? But I think Kendrick knew like attacking both of them, it's gonna kind of make them split, right? Like I think that was the whole purpose of that too. It served multiple purposes, right? So yeah, I agree with that there. I hear you saying, Cole, you got him over bar for bar. You know, respectfully, I gotta disagree with you there, you know, but I would have loved more than anything to see those two songs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, or my bad, not two songs, those two guys go head to head. Because, you know, I got Kenny in it. I know some people got Cole. If people say they got Cole over Kenny, I couldn't be too mad at it, right? I couldn't be too mad at it. Because it's like, at least you're not saying Drake. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, run that golden goose. All right, I'm on it, bro. All right. This shit better be like magical.
DJ Clue, to the store. And you know what?
Cold the truth, got they throw the nooses. Grip never letting up, though they.
Hold on. Hip hop.
To the store.
Hip hop.
And you know what?
Cold the truth, got they throw the nooses. Grip never letting up, though they hope it loosens. Nah, I'm on top, you can't knock me off my spot. Fuck yachts, I won't stop till the boat's a cruise ship. So the whole world knows who got the gold acoustics. Only then will I split like I co-produced it. A lot of rappers make dough and be prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I...
Dumb niggas so they sold the loot. Nah, I actually like how he came on this one still. Y'all should see my face right now. You know that yeah. I like this.
Dough and be prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion. Universal distribution, but I own the lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion.
Universal distribution, but I still own the music. Yeah, he's definitely talking about him. This is yo, Drake, you got 24 hours. Aubrey, you got 24 hours.
If Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion. Hop on every nigga song, abuse it. Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses, nah, girl.
Wait, who? Hold on, I mean, come on, he's talking to him. No one can tell me he's not talking about him.
Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they golden gooses. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprit's 2-6, where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Road Cold. Has seen more beef than them folks at Ruth Chris. Teach a man how to.
Folks at Ruth Chris. Holy. What about the beef though, bro? Come on, man. Come on. You're talking like you really like won this shit, bro.
Cold has seen more beef than them folks at Ruth Chris. Teach a man how to fish, and the lesson is this: without a pole, you're useless. Catch my drift? I'm swift on my toes, you doofus. And that's why the hoes that choose this, they like, can I kick it? Like they roll for Q-tip. Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid or leave windows cracked. You been known that. I'm worldwide, these niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus and they pause is putrid. From poison of all different sorts they using. If the stream say you're winning while your tours is losing.
Ooh, if the stream say you winning while your tour is losing, boom, boom, boom. Who canceled the tour in 2025 and 2024? Y'all tell me. You're the most streamed guy, but you don't want to do stadiums because of sound problems or whatever you want to say. You're the most streamed guy, but you have these tours getting canceled and your fans are filling the stadiums like it's the great gladiator pits, begging for money, signs galore. It's like an offering. Or not an offering. What am I saying? It's like a beggar's table. Imagine they're out here like, please feed me. Like, imagine they're not even there to hear you perform. They're like, yo, you can go to a Drake concert and he just might give you $20,000 just cause. And it's like, bet I'm gonna go. That's crazy. Could you imagine?
Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid or leave windows cracked. You been known that. I'm worldwide, these niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus and they pause is putrid. From poison of all different sorts they using. If the stream say you're winning while your tours is losing. When the math ain't math, then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathe.
No, he's talking to him. He said that means you're juicing. He's definitely bought in his streams. Oh man, Drake's gonna give you another watch, Cole. He's gonna give you another watch and ball you up on some nice kush, and you're gonna forget about it again, like you did last time.
If the stream say you're winning while your tours is losing. When the math ain't math, then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathing. Don't gamble with your life, cause the ops is cruising. Murder Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing. And I don't like those odds, so I stay in my lane. Vic, your dog might get shot for losing. And I don't like those eyes, so I stay in my lane. Despite every bit of dirt thrown my way, there'll never be a stain on my name. That's why I walk around dolly as if ain't nothing changed. Without a chain on my frame, niggas could never know the pain of Jermaine. But I can't name a thing that I ain't overcame. I despise my celebrity, I ain't in the fame. Don't be silly, want the chili. Similar to Usher Rain when he sang in the rain. Hey, money bring respect in this game. Ain't it a shame how them things in the change?
That was his most impressive one. I like this one. I ain't gonna lie. I like this one. I need a whole album. I need half to fall off to sound like this. I need to know what's going on with Drake. Because this is what is crazy. Yes, Cole, I rock with this. But then why were you buddy up with him? You know what I'm saying? And you already called him out on this like 6-7 years ago on a lot, right? With 21 Savage. You know this stuff, bro. So it's just like, again, I think Kenny's really looking at you, or was looking at you like, bro, what are you doing? Right? You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with it. But I saw someone up there say, oh, wait, hold up. Yeah, Cole forgot he wrote Port Antonio, I guess. Yeah. I don't ever want to hear that song again. Keep going. Yeah. The bar continues. Okay. The breathe bar is a callback to a breathe bar from earlier in the track. Okay, so you brought it back. You did like a what's the word? He connected it back, brought it full circle. Okay. I like that. I'm gonna definitely run these back. This probably is my more preferable one out of the three. Drake switched on him and his perspective changed. This is what I want to know. I want to know what happened, right? Or like, I don't want to hear the fall off and not understand more things about that whole situation. I need to know what happened. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with this. I will be reacting to the fall off once it drops. I most definitely will be reacting to that. What is it? 2/6 February? February 6th. Can't be chatting about Aubrey. Man just did like 20 plus sold out shows back to back for some sexy songs for you. What he yapping about? Oh, he's definitely talking about Drake, bro. Because he may have done those shows or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, Drake did cancel shows. He's canceled shows for the last couple of years, man. Right? And these are arena shows, right? So yeah, they do add up in numbers, but why can't Drake do the stadiums? That should be an effortless effort for him. But it's always the excuse of, oh, the sound. He likes to do intimate settings or all this and that. I think the proof is that Drake is scared to test out his music in a stadium environment. That's just the point blank truth. I think he knows what his music can do, right? Or what purpose it serves. And the push that he has, because he's the golden boy, the golden child, right? That is always going to make his music more impactful than I think it really is. Right? Because we can't talk about Drake's success or Drake's music without talking about his numbers. Whereas Kendrick, Cole, some of their other contemporaries were talking about the sounds, the lyrics, the time the music came out and how you felt about it, how it feels now, you know, how the music aged. Drake, the very first thing out of his fans' mouth or whoever supports him and wants to defend him is the numbers, right? So the man, who else could he be talking about, Sam? I would love to know. Plus, see, there you go. Plus, Spotify just cleaned up the bottom thing and Drake's numbers didn't move. Well, the truth is with that is when it comes to him on Spotify and how they push people, it's a very interesting conversation when it comes to how do they actually bot this music, right? And I know there's tons of ways of how they do botting, right? But Spotify was the same platform that people had to complain about in mass for pushing Drake after Scorpion came out on every playlist, on every sound. Why was Drake in freaking rock playlists? He was in techno EDM playlists before he ever did a Honestly Nevermind. They're pushing his album in every playlist. And outside of that, you know, he's being pumped on every radio station, right? So it's a situation of he's the most pushed for sure. And most definitely, based on these lawsuits that are coming on his head top right now, has had allegations and has allegations of botting and working with other platforms to bot music, right? So whether Spotify or Apple, the people there know he's botting, I think it does happen because this recent RICO lawsuit he has, isn't that with like Stake? And Stake is a gambling company, right? I never read the full paperwork, but from what I know, him, Aiden Ross, a few other people are being accused for that, involving botting their music. And I don't know how the gambling like company or the website comes into play, but it seems like these people are working outside of the streaming platforms to bot their music. And whether the platforms know or not, it's happening, right? Now, the platforms, if they know, they could be letting it happen because maybe they're obviously making more money. If he does better, then they're making more money, right? But if they don't know, right, then they're genuinely being honest and saying, yo, we scrubbed this and that. Numbers didn't change. As far as I know, no botting numbers for hip-hop artists have changed. But that could be something very specific in terms of bots and how they're talking about alleged users and different fake accounts that are listening to the music. It gets very complicated. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know the whole ins and out of botting music. I'm only like invested in it now because I have a channel and we have to talk about hip hop and all this and that. But I could care less about all the pushing and shit and all the how all that stuff works, right? But you know, stans want to use that to, oh, you know, this and that, blah blah, this and that, and then it becomes weaponized. And that's the issue we're facing. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, they have said, Spotify themselves have come out and said no hip hop artists have had bots removed or whatever, this and that, like Drake as well. But I'm not seeing hip hop artists in mass getting lawsuits like Drake is regarding botting music. That's another issue. Is Spotify lying, right? is Spotify not seeing something that Drake is doing, allegedly, right? So that it's just something to ponder. We're in a position right now where, and this is what I'm saying, the new age Drake fans, they paid more attention to his statistics over his actual music, right? I think we're in a point right now that we shouldn't be flaunting any artist numbers at this point. You don't know what's going on, right? And it's not to say that Drake could be just the only person. I definitely don't believe that, right? And whether the artists, some of them know or not, or it's the labels or their managers doing it, it happens. I think it is a thing. But if that comes out that it's him doing that, what is the fans going to talk about now? This is what I said, lead with the music first, as opposed to, you know, the statistics of what he might do, what he's done. Because that shit don't matter, right? But back to the fall off. Yeah, that will be coming out in a week or so's time, and we will be reacting to it. And it's going to be very interesting, right? I'm sure people will be tuning in. I heard that the site crashed that he dropped these freestyles on. So people are going to be tuning in, right? I'm curious to see like how this rollout will continue, and, you know, we'll be reacting to it for sure. I'm curious to know any final thoughts on these 3 songs. If you're in the chat, let me know. Let me know. What statistics did I miss? That's funny. Any final thoughts regarding these 3 tracks? Do you guys think Kenny's coming outside? I don't need Kenny to come outside right now in terms of responding to Cole. Drake, you got 24 hours. Drake, you got to respond. This is definitely towards you. Don't let your fans, they're going to try and say it's about other people. Don't listen to them, because they're never going to admit that someone wants to diss Drake. This is 100% about Drake. Right? This is 100% about Drake. Kendrick don't have no UMG contract like Drake. The man made a song specifically talking about not selling his soul over to UMG, signing the contract. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Drake got to respond. But yo, J. Cole could be giving Drake an alley-oop here. If Cole's talking spicy about Drake got a reason to come out, you know, on some petty shit again and do the roll up for his album. Hey, man, I love to see the 2 light skins go up against each other. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, man. I would love to see it. One from Canada. Shout out Canada, you know. One from Germany. Who do you think will win? I'm so curious. I don't know if he's gonna respond to him though, or you know, he'll probably put some like petty stuff on the Iceman album. That's what I see happening. First time listener to your channel, by the way, solid stuff, fam. Subscribe. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just out here ranting. I'm about to come off, but I did want to do a little quick live regarding this. I'm gonna try and drop my Grammy video in the next couple of days. If J. Cole does drop anything else, I'll probably do, you know, some more coverage on that. Drake should never jump out the window again. Yeah, definitely shouldn't jump out the window, to be honest. I love Drake. I'd love to hear what he would say. You know what I'm saying? But like, that didn't work well the last time for you. So definitely wouldn't advise it. You'd have to approach it strategically, because what are you going to say about Cole? I don't know if he has the lyrical capabilities to rap with Cole. Cole's a different guy, right? Kind of think Cole throwing shots at Drake, but also low-key throwing shade at Kenny. If Cole makes one wrong move, Kendrick snapping. I got to bump the track back to hear the Kenny shots. Like, he could obviously be sending, you know, jabs to him too. But like, the only way that, because that's the thing. I don't like that he doesn't make it clear. Like, this is clear to me, right? But Port Antonio is a good example. He didn't make it really clear who he's talking about, right? But the body angle was something that was pushed by both rappers in the beef. And when it did happen, Obviously, the narrative after the beef being pushed more on one side was that Kendrick is the person that bought his music. When I always said on this channel that always was an allegation put on Drake, and no one said that about Kendrick until he beat him in the battle, right? So that's when I knew that you guys were just trying to reverse engineer all these things people said about Drake onto him, right? But then when Cole dropped Port Antonio, he brought up the botting allegations, but he didn't make it clear who he was talking about. So it was like, yeah, you could definitely be talking about Drake, but people have been saying Kendrick bought his music, so you're talking about him, and it's you not making it clear that is the diss to me, right? You know what you're doing. Cole's not dumb. He knows exactly how he's wording it, right? So that's the diss as opposed to the shot itself. So I could kind of see something similar here, right? Because I'm sure the Drake fans are saying, oh, he's talking about Kendrick, right? But I think he was a little more direct with this one, a lot more direct, actually. He's definitely talking about him. It has to be him, right? Pretty much everything he's saying here, soul to Lucian directly, right? He's talking about him. You know what I'm saying? So, man, the thing with Drake is that it's so easy to diss him because everyone knows everything about him. It's hard to diss Kenny and Cole because they're so private. Exactly. And this is why I said Drake should have been a private guy. He obviously couldn't. He took one for the team and was the guy that's out there all the time. But there was no long-term thinking with that decision, right? But maybe that's just naturally how he wanted to be in the industry, right? But there was no long-term thinking. You're going to get burnt out. And you can hear it in the music, especially his later, songs and albums, right? You got to, live life. I can't remember which rapper said it, but someone said, like, you got to go through things to make music too. Like, you can't just, just expect to be pumping out good songs for the rest of your career. Like, you got to live life and experience life, get perspectives and grow and shit. Like, that has to happen, So I always commended Kendrick and Cole for keeping their lifestyles private, right? And I think as any person in the industry now, especially if you plan to get in the entertainment industry or whatever it may be, music, film, videography, dance, whatever it may be, that is something that you should model. Keeping your family, right, private, keeping what you feel and those things private until you put out your music, until you make your content. Keep to yourself, build your lifestyle, make it sustainable, all right? And then you're getting success at the same time. Those two guys prove to me that is possible, right? Because I don't like social media. I don't like having to post all the time and do all this and that. I really don't, right? I just like to write, make my films, do that. That's it, right? But I realistically know I can't just do that. I have to promote. I have to do all this stuff. But they showed us that when you get to the industry, when you could be at that high level and still live a private lifestyle. And I think that's so key. You get to experience life. You get to still be normal a little bit without the pressures of always having to show face and be this place, that place, the blah, blah, blah. Like, that's peaceful to me, So I always respected Kendrick and Cole for that. But it's sad because, yeah, Drake is going to be in an unfortunate situation all the time. Everybody already knows your dirt. Right. And that's what confused me with the battle, because I'm like, all the stuff that Kendrick's saying is already known, guys. Why are we trying to prove that he's lying? This stuff is already known or has been alleged and has been said many times before. But everybody was acting brand new. It was just confusing. Everything that Kendrick said during that battle, people in Toronto already know. Everything. Right? So if a Canadian person is captive to you, they're going out of their way. These things have already been alleged or said, or people know. Everybody in Toronto knows everyone, right? You're related to somebody, or you know somebody, your cousin went to school with this person. It's a small place in terms of the community. Very small place. So these things are known, passed around for years. So everybody acting brand new. I was just like, what? Okay. Cole ain't worried about Kendrick snapping clearly, Josh. He's snapping himself. People were acting brand new because they wanted to see Drake lose. No, I don't think people wanted to see Drake lose. I think people knew Drake was going to lose. All these people say they make money when Drake is successful, like Joe Budden and all this and that. Why would they want to see him lose? People were acting brand new because they were saying, oh, all these things that Kendrick's saying, I've never heard before. They're not true. You've heard people say these things for years. What are we talking about? That's what confused me. You know, I'm just like, what's going on? You know? It's sad. Because I'm gonna say, hey, can we keep it a buck? We're gonna have mature hip-hop discourse when this battle's happening, and then people weren't trying to keep it a buck. And that's when I knew. I'm like, okay, this is different. You guys are trying to have, like, I don't know. You guys are trying to have Stan Wars and like say stupid shit. Like, we can keep it a buck. Kendrick, I always knew was gonna wash Drake. I strongly believe that Kendrick would be able to beat J. Cole in a rap battle. But I know that J. Cole would be a formidable foe. I've always said that. That's the battle I wanted to see. As much as I wanted to see Kendrick and Drake go against each other, I knew how that was going to go from back when Control happened. I was saying this back from 2012, right? When they did Good Kid, Mad City, Poetic Justice, and then they dropped what song was it? Effing Problems. They dropped Effing Problems like right after Good Kid, Mad City came out. I'll never forget that. I was in high school. I just started high school. I had my little BlackBerry. I was bumping the hell out of Kendrick, bro. I was walking into high school bumping Good Kid, Mad City. That was a vibe. And then they dropped that track. And I'm like, all right, you know, these guys are on another level. You know what I'm saying? Drake just dropped Take Care the year before. I was like, yeah, this is lit. These two guys are the guys. Right. And then going into 2013, I'm like, yo, it'd be nice to see these two go against each other. And then the whole heated rivalry started between them. And I'm like, yeah, let's get to it. Control happened. The Cypher happened. I'm like, yeah, let's see this happen. And people were saying it too, like down here as well. But it's just, obviously, it wasn't meant to be at that time. Buns. What's Buns? The songs? Damn. Why you say it's Buns? If you're talking about the songs, I don't think the songs are Buns. I think this last one here, this Golden Goose song is nice. But if he's talking about Golden Goose, bro, he's definitely talking about Drake. Drake is the Golden Goose of the industry. They put him in the position to be the Golden Goose. He's talking about him. Tell me someone else he could be talking about. Drake is the literal Golden Goose. I literally said Golden Child or whatever earlier in the chat, not even putting two and two together with the song name. Come on, man. Who else is he talking about? I'm curious. I think he's talking about Driz. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more shots on the album. I like this because I want to know what he has to say about all the things Drake has done. Kendrick's done some pretty cool things. But what could J. Cole critique Kendrick? What could J. Cole say about Kendrick on the fall off? Look what Kendrick has done for hip hop the last year or two. People actually care about lyrics. Slowly caring less about sales. I just like that the conversation is that, yo, let's stop talking about sales now, right? Because it's been sales for the last 10, 12 years. But like we've gotten so far away from the music. Kendrick put that back into the limelight. Now we have rappers like JID getting more attention. And I want more for JID. I really do. I think he's next up. And I think that's just a huge plus for Atlanta because, you know, they would have a nice lyricist, a rapper that he honestly has like a nice rapping voice. I really like how it's very distinctive with how he sounds. And he can rap, you know, so I want more for him. I really do. But yeah, we're going to have our balance again. The balance has completely altered to more. We're not caring about the sound. Let's just put out hits and just whatever, dilute the industry, dilute the genre. And it's less about the artistry and actually putting in effort. So we need to get back to a median where, yeah, we're getting our turn up stuff. We're getting our party music that actually sounds good. Okay, that's the difference. Make turn up tracks, music that we can vibe to, that is actually good. Put in effort into that music. That's all we're asking for. And then the conscious rappers and people who actually put lyrics and other meaningful things into their music, they're respected as well. They get their attention as well because the consumer wants more from the music that they're listening to. That's what we need to get back to. That's it. Just quality music all around, no matter what type of sound you make and no matter what type of hip hop you make. We got melodic hip hop, we got the trap, we got the drill, you got the dance, you got all that stuff. You have the lyricism, the conscious, all that. Make meaningful music that sticks. That's it. We get back to that, I think we'll be in a better place. It's going to take some time though, and we're seeing that shift right now. Personally, I think Kenny only won Public Opinion. Taylor-Made Freestyle is probably one of the most disrespectful songs. Yeah, bro, you missed me with that one. And Family Matters is the best lyrically. No, it's not. It's not, bro. Kendrick didn't win Public Opinion, bro. We can't be going into 2020. No, my bad. He did win Public Opinion, but it wasn't just the only thing that he won. Maybe in your orbit, that was the case. I don't see that, man. I think it's still kind of scary that a lot of people are finding it hard to say that Kendrick beat Drake in every aspect possible. That's why the shell shock is so real. Taylor-Made wasn't disrespectful. Outside of it was actually Taylor-Made was disrespectful to Tupac. It was disrespectful to Snoop Dogg. That third verse, that could have just been the whole song, or Drake could have just rapped from their perspective himself. But the AI thing muddied the song. The Tupac estate told him to take down the song, right? And he's moved way past that and the other songs that he's put out because he knows he failed in that regard. They didn't stick. And considering what we know now with UMG and all these other things going on, all these things that were happening, these lawsuits coming out, it's not really a flex to say, yeah, I was going to go into this battle to recoup. UMG is going to push my music to the top because I'm the golden goose, right? And I can put out whatever and it's going to work. It don't matter. Get my writers to do it. It don't matter. I'm sorry. A song talking about why are you rapping like you're trying to get the slaves free will never ring in my ears, family. I'm sorry, bro. I will never play a song like that. I don't care what part of the diaspora you're from. I don't care if you're half black, quarter black, full black. I don't care. What sensible black person is going to use slavery as a slight towards another black person? And then people are going to turn around and tell me that that song is the most lyrical one when the second beat sounds like Summer 16. And the third song is him being extremely petty on melodies that do sound really good. The melodies sound really good. But what he's saying doesn't. The lyrics don't age well. And the only person that you could realistically say that got a bar that was like, damn, was A$AP Rocky. I'll give him that. The A$AP Rocky bar was funny. It was like, oh yeah, that's funny, right? But even then, it's like, okay, like these bars don't hit. And I said this from when the songs came out. You can run and jump the gun and say these songs are hard as hell now, but how will they age? I was already thinking 2, 3, 4 years from now when Not Like Us and Euphoria came out. I said, wow, Kendrick put these songs into the ether, guys. He's making income from these songs for the rest of his life. It's not to PG Lang. It's not to TDE. It says his name on all of those diss tracks on the streaming platform. He will make money from those songs forever. And he put those songs into the ether. Those songs exist. He said those things. They will never be taken back. And they exist now. And we know him for saying that. I knew from as soon as I heard those lyrics in those songs and the way that he was coming at Drake with every single song, dismantling different aspects of him and talking to him in a way that only he would understand, I knew that these lyrics would age the best. I said, these are going to hit 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now. God forbid any of these things that Kendrick said actually happen to come true. And what has it been since he has released these songs? It has not been easy for him. So that's what I'm saying. All these things he said about Kendrick, he went on about his life and he destroyed him again. Dropped GNX, did the pop out before that, and then did the Super Bowl after that, and then went on the worldwide stadium tour. So how do those lyrics lyrically sound good to you if none of them hit or did what they were supposed to do? That's what I'm confused with. And damn, when you put it that way, Golden Goose is all about Drake. Still, he's literally the Golden Goose, literally. Now, I'm a little slow because it took me a while to get that, but I was more trying to pay attention to what he was saying. But yeah, that's directly about him. I'm not letting no one get that off. That was literally about him. Sam, TaylorMade was disrespectful for all these fellas' wrong reasons. Exactly. And Family Matters did not age well. Go back and listen. Euphoria alone destroyed anything Drake did. Euphoria. The problem is that Euphoria really like destroyed Drake before he got to do what Drake does, because he called out what Drake does. So how do you get destroyed in a pre-diss song, like in a song before you even get to respond? That's what I'm saying, bro. Euphoria was buns, Josh. All right, man. Hey, man, you're entitled to your opinion, bro. But if you think TaylorMade was a good song, bro, I'm sorry, man. The AI was shit. The attempt was, I think, on an aspect of just soul creativity, just that alone, it's a proper concept, right? Use the voices of his mentors and people he looks up to against him. Mind Games 101. I love that. You didn't need to use AI, though. It would have been much cooler if Drake tried to rap with Tupac's flow, tried to rap with Snoop's flow himself, like how he did in the third verse, and then do the third verse. You didn't need the AI. You didn't need none of that. But again, that was most likely something that UMG or the people that he's partnered with Gamma and all these other people that have AI partnerships and deals and stuff like that. That's something that they possibly have said to him to do, because they need to roll out this AI music. And tell me, now you're seeing AI artists. You're seeing AI being used and accepted in music, and it's not even been 2 years since Drake did that song. You can have your personal preference, but the song was trash, bro. The song was trash. It was buns. Drake knows it. That's why he took it down. The estate said, no, we don't want you to do that. And then they turn around and let Kendrick come and do a Tupac track, Made Niggas on GNX, and called it Reincarnated. No problem. They had no issue with that. So I'm just saying, bro, we got to be honest, man. And on this channel, we're very honest. Okay, so I ain't gonna let that rock, because I don't know. I hear the propaganda every other week with the fans saying Family Matters is the best song, TaylorMade was the best song. It wasn't. You wouldn't need to do that if it was. You know what I'm saying? Sam, your thought process is way different than mine, and I respect you for displaying it. Yeah, we gotta give him credit for it. You're entitled to your opinion, bro. I won't disrespect that, but I'll tell you my opinion. Those tracks were buns. Buns. Yep, straight buns. All right. I think that's all the freestyles that he did drop. Cole's bars lines up with Kendrick, not Drake. Kendrick signed a distribution deal with Lucian/UMG in April 2024, right before the battle. Yes, I remember he did sign I think it was a distribution deal, but it's a distribution deal. Kendrick still has the rights to his songs and music, I believe, after what was it, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, after he left TDE. Right? I know Cole has access to his masters, but who was the one trying to recoup throughout this entire battle? Who's the one that has his entire likeness and catalog pre-2018, right, with Lucian? And who is Lucian's literally golden goose? It's not Kendrick. Despite as successful Kendrick is, he wasn't the guy that was picked to be the streaming king, right? The guy that, what's his name? What's that guy? Rosenberg was saying, yo, you're going to be the next. Like they already had it set up, bro. And this is from 2008. As skillful as Kendrick is, they had to push a guy like Drake to be the streaming guy, the top guy, for the new age of music. Drake had his success before streaming. He did. But so did these other guys. Right? So did his other contemporaries. So distribution is different. I don't think Kendrick is Lucian's golden goose off of distribution, Mind you, sure, his albums are doing wicked. His shit's selling crazy catalog. He has high streams and shit like that in other areas, but he's not the golden goose. It's Drake. So they could be interpreted for Kendrick, but it doesn't really line up, in my opinion. You know? Such a distribution deal is way different than working under the actual label. Kendrick still has freedom to do whatever he wants with his art. Yeah, that's true as well. Kendrick has a lot more freedom, right? But I think that distribution deal was probably for the diss songs as well as probably any other rollout plans he had with GNX or, you know, whatever else he was doing with the Super Bowl. I don't know what that contract fully entails in terms of like the length. I don't know if it's up now or if it's ongoing. I never fully looked into it like that, but I did remember hearing that he did sign that before. So you can interpret it for him, but I don't think it lines up with Kendrick because, like I said, he's not the golden goose of all of this. It's obviously Drake. Right? And Kendrick had made that song for free talking about that contract and he didn't want to sign. Seems like they did try to offer him something beforehand and he didn't sign it, whereas Drake did. Right? And then on top of that, I remember in 2020, Kanye was trying to get Cole, Kendrick, and Drake to get away from the labels to not sign with Lucian because I think they did offer him a contract like that back in the day as well. Obviously, Drake didn't listen because he did sign that new deal. I think it was 2022, right? So who is it for? It's for him, right? It's for him. And that's where I'm going to call it. That's where I'm going to call it because, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like we'll have a lot more to talk about once the fall off actually drops. Or if any of these guys decide to drop something, maybe Drake might get antsy and drop. Maybe Iceman comes out in a week or two as well. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. But you guys subscribe to the channel because we'll be covering all of it. It's going to be a busy next few weeks because I got a lot of stuff coming out. I'm going to be going away, but I will be bringing my equipment and computer with me. So I will be covering whatever's happening. But that's going to be very lit to see. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with hip hop these next couple days. We got the Grammys. We got the fall off the week after. So let's see what happens. You guys subscribe. We'll be covering it all. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and share as well. I appreciate each and every one of you for staying, popping in, tuning in. We'll have more content for your head tops very soon. See what you say here. I'm sure Lucian is telling Kendrick just keep doing you at this point. Yeah, dead ass. He is. He is. He definitely is. I don't think he really cares. He knows Kendrick is going to sell regardless. And now doing what he has done, especially after the beef, Lucian is the one winning, right? He got the biggest artist in the industry just as successful, if not more, at this point, right? And Drake already has his previous catalog success. They're eating off of that. That's why that shit is going to be pumped. That's why you see his old albums and songs still doing numbers because they're getting that. They're not. Drake is getting everything, I think, after Scorpion, if I'm not mistaken. I might be incorrect about that, but yeah. So we'll see what happens. If Drake wants to respond, I'm not planning on reacting to Iceman. I've said that on the channel before, but if there is any type of like major shots and stuff like that, or he's actually responding to any of these guys, I will cover that. So that does happen. You already know where to tune in. Lightwalker X. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Stay warm. If you're on the East Coast, we're going through it. Please stay warm. Enjoy the rest of your night. Y'all have a good one, and we'll have some more content for you guys soon. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful night.